Have you ever wondered why children do not look exactly like their parents and why some siblings look so different with each other? The answer lies in the process of meiosis, which generates the gametes for reproduction. Meiosis is the process by which haploid cells are produced from diploid cells. For this to occur, the chromosome must be correctly sorted and distributed in a manner to create genetically unique cells with half the number of chromosomes as the original cells. Meiosis occurs in specialized cells called germ cells within the gonads of males and females. For the successful reduction in the number of chromosomes to occur, the new haploid daughter cells, two rounds of divisions are necessary. These divisions are termed meiosis I and meiosis II. Although the process of mitosis and meiosis look similar, there are the few major differences. One obvious difference is that mitosis results in two diploid daughter cells and meiosis results in four haploid daughter cells. As in mitosis, meiosis begins after the cell successfully completed the G1, S, and G2 stages of interphase. During the S phase of interphase, the DNA is replicated, producing two copies of each chromosome called sister chromatids. The paired centrioles in the cytoplasm duplicate and begin extending microtubules that will form the meiotic spindle. Sister chromatids remain attached at the centromere and condense as the cell enters prophase 1 of meiosis. Up to this point, the cell looks similar to mitosis, but the two events occur in meiosis that do not occur in mitosis and lead to genetic diversity. The first event occurs during the prophase 1 when homologous pair of sister chromatids lie side by side in a process called synapsis, forming a tetrad or bivalent. The homologous chromosomes share similar but not necessarily identical genes. Once this structure is formed, the second event called crossing over can occur. During crossing over, a physical exchange between chromosome segments of non-sister chromatids occurs, increasing genetic diversity. Prophase 1 concludes with the fragmentation of the nuclear envelope. As the duplicated centrioles pair moves to opposite poles of the cell. As they move, the centriole extend spindle fiber, forming the meiotic spindles. In pro-metaphase 1, with the paired centrioles in place, the meiotic spindle is fully formed. The sister chromatids attach to the spindle fiber by their kinetochores. Another key difference between mitosis and meiosis occurs because of synapsis and crossing over in meiosis. Homologous chromosomes remain aligned so that the pair of sister chromatids is attached to only one pole by the kinetochore microtubules. In mitosis, each sister chromatids is attached to a spindle fiber. The fiber originates from the opposite poles. During metaphase 1, bivalent friendly aligned along the metaphase plate due to independent assortment. This alignment is random and adds to genetic diversity. In anaphase 1, the homologous chromosome separates and moves toward opposite poles. Meiosis 1 ends with telophase 1, when the chromosome decondenses and the nuclear envelope reforms. Cytokinesis separates the cytoplasmic material and the two daughter cells separated by cleavage furrow. Since the final product of meiosis 1 is two haploid cells, meiosis 2 begins without the chromosomes going through another round of DNA replication. Centrioles again duplicate and begin moving to opposite poles of each cell. In prophase 2, the sister chromatid condensed while the spindle starts to form as nuclear envelope disappears. In metaphase 2, the sister chromatids attached to the spindle by the kinetochore microtubules. With sister chromatids attached to opposite poles, the spindle aligns the sister chromatids along the metaphase plate during metaphase 2. During anaphase 2, sister chromatid separates and individual chromosome move toward the poles. The entire process ends with telophase 2. As the chromosome decondensed and the nuclear envelope reforms. Cytokinesis occurs and cleavage process separates the two daughter cells into four haploid daughter cells. The haploid daughter cells will specialize into gametes, either sperm or egg. These fuse in fertilization to form a zygote, which grow into a child. The child receives half of chromosome from its mother and half from its father, because men and women produce millions of gametes, and the selection of gametes in fertilization is random. This contributes to genetic diversity. This explains why a child isn't identical to either parents, but why are siblings identical? The diversity comes from several sources. In prophase 1, non-sister chromatids can exchange DNA through crossing over, increasing the genetic diversity of individual chromatids. In addition to crossing over, in metaphase 1, the pair of homologous chromosomes align independently along the metaphase plate and sort independently into daughter cells. This process, called independent assortment, produces four genetically distinct haploid gametes. As the total number of chromosomes increase in an organism, the number of genetically distinct gametes increase by 2 to the n power. This means an organism with n is equal to 3 can produce 8 unique gametes. For humans, where n is equal to 23, there are 2 to the 23rd power unique gametes formed. Over a million different possible combinations. The combination of independent assortment, crossing over, and the random pairing of gametes during sexual reproduction increases genetic diversity and explains why a child will not look exactly like his or her parents or siblings. Thanks for watching.